All right, what's going on, everybody? So welcome to another live session. And again, my name is Paul McMillan II. It's November 24th, 2021. So of course, we're going to trade NAS once again. Let's check the news first, see what news we're going to be dealing with today. So it looks like a lot of currencies are going to be under major, well, not necessarily. Looks like it's the US dollar that's under major news. Now, the London session, it was the euro dollar. Starting at 8:30 is going to be the USD, and then that's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to trade NAS against the USD. So first step is we're going to actually identify the trend on the 15-minute time frame. So let's do that. Let me pause this recording until I get there. All right, so we're right at the beginning here. So we're going to put our vertical line here. And now we're going to start marking up our market structure based off of institutional levels and of course support and resistance. Change this to yellow. Put this in here. This right here. So now we're going to go ahead and mark up supply demand zones along these horizontal lines. And then we're going to do the same thing on the 30-minute and so on and so forth. It's going to be yellow here. Right. So now we'll pause this recording, change the coordinates of these zones, and then we'll move on to the 30-minute. Be right back. All right, so now we're back. So let's go to the 30-minute now. And we're going to do the same exact thing. So as you can see, we marked up the 15-minute. So now let's do the 30. I'll start it here. Change this to green. All right, so now we're going to mark up supply demand zones off of these. Change this to clear and green. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and change the coordinates of these zones, and I'll be right back. All right, so now that's done. So now we're going to switch over to the 1 hour. All right, so now let's go to here. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing here. Make this red. Yep. Put that here. Up to here. All right. Change this to red. Right. So let me change the coordinates of these, and then we'll move on to the 4 hour. Be right back. All right, so now we did the 1 hour. Let's move on to the 4 hour. All right. So now we'll actually put one up to here. Because this is our overbought supply zone. All right. This one right here, then another one here. All right, so I'm going to change the coordinates of these zones, and then once I do that, then we're going to actually move on to the 15-minute and figure out exactly what we're going to do with our sniper entry. Be right back. All right, so now we got everything marked up, the 4 hour. So now let's go ahead to the 15-minute. All right, so now you see we marked up everything perfectly according to recent price. So I'm actually going to move this up to here. Yeah. So now the very next thing we need to do is go to step 2, and that's where we're going to identify the trend. Okay. Now, according to market structure, it looks like price has actually, when I look at the RSI, it looks like price has been trending downward so far in this point. Did a down move to here. They came back and mitigated this area, then mitigated this area off of this imbalance, and then now it looks like it trended down a little bit more. So I could say that price is trending downward at this point. But of course, our final determining factor on what trend price is going to be based off of what imbalances they're going to try to actually fill. Matter of fact, price actually reversed around here, but I'll say the price is overall trending down for now. But then, of course, when we finally figure out where price wants to go, then we'll draw a final trend line at that point. So we could just say that price was currently trending downward at this point. So we'll just say that. So now, next thing I want to do is we'll do this. So I'll move this up. So now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually turn on my higher high and lower low risk strategy. All right. We're going to see which way that price is going to continue to trend down to. Matter of fact, let me do something here. There we go. So turn this on. So now, in order to figure out what our next step is, we want to see which way price is going to break and retest. So I love to turn on my higher high and lower low strategy and draw my break and retest supply demand zones on the most recent low and the most recent high. So the most recent high, the most recent low here. So that way, when the 9:30 bell rings and price decides to really start to move, then I can determine whether I'm going to buy and sell by the break and retest of these zones. It's going to give me an idea of where price really wants to go. All right. So then the very next thing I'm going to do is actually set my alarms for these zones here. Most recent support, which is here. So now I set my alarms for these. So then I'm going to actually turn these off. All right. So that's step 2. We identified the trend, which more likely price is trending down, more than likely. But now we're going to actually locate the imbalances in the market. Okay. So that's the next thing we're going to do. Now, I'm going to turn on the order flow, order block indicator. All right. So now, so we see that price did an impulse move to the downside. So this created an imbalance or inefficiency in the market. So this left a lot of buy orders open with this down move. So they had to come back and mitigate 50% of this area, which they did, and then eventually all this area as well. But then, of course, when they decided to sell down here again, it created some imbalances as well. So they're going to have to probably they're going to have to mitigate this area as well, and eventually all these imbalances that give me a second here. So they're going to have to mitigate all these imbalances eventually as well. But when they came back and mitigated this area, this also created an imbalance. So they're probably going to have to mitigate this area eventually as well. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to mark these imbalances with the horizontal rays and use these as take profit zones. Okay. So eventually they're going to have to mitigate this area. So this could be a take profit zone if they decide to buy it up. And then this could be another one. And then all the way up here could be, another take profit zone. So what I want to do is, and this is also another imbalance as well. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, there's the last sell candle. So I'm going to actually draw a zone here. So they're going to have to come down and mitigate this area at some point. All right. So now that we did step 4, now we're going to go on step 5, and I like to plan my trades based off of the Dorlean EMA cross. So then what we're going to do is we're going to actually turn on the Dorlean EMA indicator. So basically, I use this indicator as extra confirmation on top of everything else I do. So when the yellow EMA crosses the red EMA, that I use it signifies a good, strong trend. But I use this as extra confirmation to get in the trade when the yellow EMA crosses the red EMA, after I have drawn up my market structure, figured out imbalances in the market, figured out the trend, everything I just did. Then I use this as extra confirmation to get in to the next trade, whether it's a buy or sell. So now that we have that on, so then I'm gonna go ahead and put my risk to reward trades out. Okay. And so then what I want to do is set my take profit zones. So I could probably put my first take profit here. And then bring it down to here. So I'll put my first take profit just right here, I think. Yeah, that'd be fine. And my second one maybe down to here. All right. Reason why I go ahead and set these is that that way, either way, if price break and retest any of these lines, then I'll have my stop loss and take profit ready to input in my MetaTrader 4. So then it's already input, and then all I got to do is hit buy or sell if price goes either direction. All right. Now, I really believe they're going to mitigate half of this area before bringing price up, but they could decide to buy it up and then mitigate this area as well. So we want to be prepared either way. So then what I do is I'll take my next risk to reward tool here, set up for a buy. And then let's see, first take profit zone. Yeah, this is a good one here. And then we got the next one all the way up here. All right. Let me do something here. There we go. And we can see price a lot better. That's better. So now, so then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and set the alarms on my take profit zones. And then we'll do the next step. Be right back. All right, so now that I set my alarms, my take profit zones, judging by the EMA cross, we already had a cross on the Dorlean EMA, and it went to a downtrend. So I mean, it's a possibility they may come down, maybe medicate 50% of this area, possibly. Now, if they come down to this area here, it's 344 pips. Might actually make this take profit one instead right here. So let me edit it and So I went ahead and make that change. So yeah. So all we could do is wait for the 9:30 bell and wait to see which way price decides to go. Once I get closer to the 9:30 bell and I get a clear indication that price is probably going to go a certain direction, then I'll just click either one of these risk to reward tools and slap in or paste in my stop loss or take profit, and then wait till price move that direction, then hit buy or sell. So we'll just wait for the 9:30 bell and we'll see what happens. It is currently 8:29, so we have about an hour. So we'll see what happens. So be right back. Now, here's another thing to keep in mind as well. When we look at this recent trend here, this was the last buy candle, and then price created a lot of imbalance. So they probably could fill 50% of this all the way up into the zone and then decide to bring it down, because this is the most recent imbalance move that they created. So they might want to mitigate that first. But it's possible they could come down here as well. So we'll see at 9:30. So I'm going to draw this mitigation zone here. Then we'll be good to go. All right. Okay, so now that I did that, let's wait to the 9:30 bell. It is 8:37, so we still got less than an hour. Be right back. It looks like price might be trending down. We have a full cross here. It's not 9:30 yet, but if price starts to push past this wick and push on down, that might be a clear sign that price is trending down. But I need to see it go past this wick, push down a little bit further before I jump in, even though this candle did close below the previous candle, but it's not 9:30 yet. So we don't want to get caught no fake out or get into the wrong entry yet. So there's a wick on this candle, so let's just wait. So be right back. Okay, so price did move past the wick here. So I went on ahead and put in the sell because it really is moving down. So let me just share my phone screen and see if we can profit just because of that factor. It's like NAS really dropped pretty early this time. It looks like it's pushing down. Yeah, it's really pushing. Get my first take profit, so that's good. Yeah, it's dropping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify my stop loss here. You know what? I'm just focus on this. Reaches $15 to $20 on closing. It's 15 there. Let's see, 16, go to 16 so I can get my 15. Keep going, keep going. $13, $14. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let me pause this recording. till we get to like at least $16. Be right back. 13, 14. Man, price is fluctuating. Come on now. Be right back. $16 profit. Okay. $16. So that's good. So we made our money for the day. So that's good. So now we're going to go back to the chart. So now it's dropped early today. We smashed the first take profit here. That was good. Nice one. Let me do a few things here. I figured that they were going to mitigate this area first. So they're dropping it. It's no surprise. Do a few things here. So, and then I'll end this session since I made my money for the day. Let me just do one more thing here. All right. So I did that. So we smashed our first take profit. So that was good. Price is probably going to trend down even more, possibly. But it looks like they did 50% of that. So price is probably going to continue to go down. Be right back. Let me pause this recording. All right, so that's it. So we hit our first take profit. There's a possibility price could start to reverse at this point, maybe, or they could just come all the way down to the zone. But if they do reverse, they might fill 50% of this area, then maybe drop it down further, or they could just bring it all the way back up to here. But I made my money for the day and I hit my first take profit. So I'm just going to go ahead and end this session. So see you guys next time. Bye.